Okay, so here's some more examples on expanding brackets. So we've got a mixture. So we've got one here where we have more than two coefficients within a bracket. We're going to have triple brackets. We're going to have ones where we've got two sets of double brackets and we have to simplify it. And we also have one as an area, so putting it into a bit of context. So quite a few different ones we're going to be looking at in this one video. So to start off with, I've got expand x plus 3, 2x squared plus 4x minus 2. So I do the same thing that I've done before. I split up that first bracket. I'm going to give myself a bit more space this time. And the second bracket goes into the empty spaces. Then x times 2x squared is going to give me 2x cubed. X times 4x is going to give me 4x squared. Then x times minus 2 will give me minus 2x. 3 times 2x squared is going to give me 6x squared. 3 times 4x is going to give me 12x. And 3 times minus 2, give me that negative 6. Oh, don't know why I put a bracket there. Now we need to collect our like terms. So first, looking around, I've got no other x cubed, so that's going to be my only one at the front. Then I've got plus 4x squared plus 6x. So 4 and 6 is going to give me 10, so that's going to be plus 10x squared. Then I've got minus 2x plus 12x. So minus 2 at 12, or I can think of it as 12 minus 2. It's going to give me plus 10x. And then that negative 6 is all by itself on the end. Okay, so next one I've got triple bracket. Now, best way I find to do this is always expand the last two brackets. So I'm just going to look at this bit here, and I'm just going to bring it down. And so I've got my x minus 3, x minus 2. And I'm just going to expand this first. So breaking up that first bracket, putting the second bracket in, expanding it, so it's going to be x squared minus 2x minus 3x. Negative times a negative is going to make a positive, so 3 times the 2 is going to give me 6. And then neatening it up. So negative 2, take away 3, it's going to be negative 5x plus 6. And then I'm going to take this, and I'm just basically going to put it back into the equation again. And that 2x plus 1 just sitting at the front, waiting to be used. And now I can break it up, that 2x plus 1, so I've got the 2x plus 1. And now it's very similar to the question we've just done in the previous one. Oh, I'm missing that x there. Just sort of squished it in. So 2x times x squared is going to be 2x cubed. 2x times negative 5x is going to give me negative 10x squared. 2x times 6 is going to give me plus 12x. Then 1 times all that bracket is just going to give me the exact same bracket back. And then collecting my like terms, so again that 2x cubed is on its own, there's no other cubes around. Then I have negative 10x plus x squared, so negative 10 add 1 is going to give me negative 9x squared. Then plus 12x, take away 5x, it's going to give me plus 7x. And then that 6 is just sitting by itself on the end. Okay, so next one here. We've got two sets of double brackets. Now, my recommendation is to expand them separately and then in this case, we are adding. So once we've expanded it separately and simplified it, then we're going to add them together. Reason for this is if it's a takeaway, it can cause issues if you just expand it and just stick a plus sign in the middle of your answer. So doing my expansion first, and first I'm just going to focus on the x plus 3 and the x minus 2. So just going to expand this out very quickly. That's 2x plus 3x. 3 times negative 2 is going to give me a negative 6. So that's going to be minus 2, add 3, that's going to be plus x, negative 6. And expanding the other one as well. So that's that 2x minus 4 and x minus 5. Splitting up that first bracket. Two x times x is going to be 2x squared. 2x times minus 5 is going to give me minus 10x. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. And then negative 4 times negative 5. Well, first remember, two negatives make a positive. So that will be 20. Then neatening it up. Negative 10x, take away 4x is going to give me negative 14x. Plus that 20. So going back to over here, so I've done my expansion, and now I have this x squared plus x minus 6, and I'm adding that 2x squared minus 14x plus 20. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to just stick some brackets around it. And the key thing is that I must remember, for all of these, I'm doing adding 2x squared, adding negative 14x, adding 20. And that's going to make a bit more sense in the next one when we have a negative there. So if I start off with, I've got x squared, add 2x squared. So that is going to give me 3x squared. Now I have x add negative 14x. So because I've got this negative, that's going to take priority. And so that's going to be x take away 14, which is going to give me negative 13x. Now I have negative 6 add 20. So that will be plus 14. So again, this will make more sense in this one that I'm about to go over. So again, I'm going to expand those brackets out. So I'm first going to focus on the 2x plus 3 and the 5x minus 2. So I've got 2x plus 3, 5x minus 2. So the 2x times the 5x, 2 times the 5 gives me 10. Then x times x is x squared. 2 times the negative 2 there, it's going to be negative 4x. Plus 15x, that'll be negative 6. I seem to be getting a lot of negative 6 in these. And then collecting all our like terms together, we now have 10x squared, negative 4, add 15, that's going to give me plus 11x. With that negative 6 on the end. And then doing the same thing for my other bracket. So breaking apart that first bracket. X times x can give me x squared plus 8x minus 2x minus 16. Got x squared plus 6x minus 16. So, going to do the same thing that I did before. So I've got that 10x squared plus 11x minus 6. And I'm taking away the entirety of that x squared plus 6x minus 16. So I've got 10x squared, take away x squared. So that's going to be 9x squared. Go away. Then I've got 11x, take away 6x. So 11x, take away 6x, that's going to give me 5x. And now I have negative 6, take away negative 16. Now remember, two negatives is going to make a positive. So that's actually going to be negative 6 add 16 in this case. So negative 6 add 16 is going to give me plus 10 on the end. Okay, so the last one then. We've got the rectangle below has an area of 8 centimeters. Show that you can express the area as 0 equals x squared plus 3x minus 12. So the great thing about these questions that ask you to show is that as long as you feasibly can get to this answer, you know you've got all the marks correct. So to start off with, whenever we find the area of a rectangle, we know it is length times breadth. So we know the area is 8 centimeters. We're told that at the start. So that means we're going to have 8 equals, and we need to think what our length times breadth as well. If I put brackets around these, that means I can take my length and my breadth to be these. Doesn't really matter what way round it is. Think 2 times 3, 3 times 2. Still going to give you 6 at the end of the day. And then you want to expand these brackets out. So I'm just leaving that 8 at the front. I'm not worrying about it right now. So x times x is going to give me x squared minus x plus 4x minus 4. So that's now going to be x squared plus 3x minus 4. Now I'm almost there. I can see, well, I've got this x squared, yep. I've got this plus 3x, yep. But then my number at the end is different, and my number at the very beginning is different. And by looking at these beginning ones, I can see I'm meant to have a 0 there, but right now I have an 8. And the only way for me to do that, to get to that 0, is if I take away 8. And if I do something on one side, I must do it to the other side. So 8 take away 8 is going to give me 0. This lot here is going to stay unaffected. Then negative 4 take away 8 will be negative 12. And at this point, I can see that I've got the exact same thing that it's telling me to show. And so I'm therefore done. Okay, so that is all I'm doing on expanding brackets. Later on, when we do solving quadratics, I'm going to come back to one of these questions again, because these questions can then go on to ask, find the value of x. But that is something which we're going to save until a later video. But until then, see you later.